Hello again, everyone. Lovely. Let's make a start. You might notice already a little bit of a change in which side are we? Well, you can't see where I'm pointing, but yeah. Happy Valentine's. Got a new camera yesterday, so you'll be seeing more of my face. And just to go with that, a couple of changes in terms of how we're showing displays. So if you know me at all, you know that I'm not a fan of my own voice, let alone my own face, so this is going to be fun. But yeah, always looking to make upgrades where possible, so very excited to see what happens next. So I'll make a start. So if you were watching last time, I doubt very many of you were. I think at the moment total viewership's probably been about 2 or 3 people, which is fine. As I say, I do this for me, I don't do it for other people. It's just nice to have some incentive to learn some more words, play some of my favorite games, get used to picking up a bit more vocab. So yeah, I'm not here for the viewership, I'm just here for a laugh, if I'm honest. I like challenging myself. So we're continuing again with Subnautica. Last time we played, I managed to do 6 runs, which should sound like a successful thing. Arguably, it's not. Ideally, we want to keep the numbers as low as possible. But yeah, 6 runs. I think our longest stint for all of that was about 8 minutes, which again, that's the number we want to see go up. But all in all, good fun. I've got a couple of changes this time, which hopefully will streamline things a little bit. So as and when we come across any words, I've got my trusty dictionary ready to pop up as well. So I don't know what you guys like using, but Takaboto's always been one that I stick to. So not a plug, not sponsored, trust me. But nice that we can pop that up on the screen and have a look through any kanji and any words. Yeah, and with that as well, just as a little bit of an extra, just any words that do stump me, I like to keep track of them. So I've got that there too, so nice and handy. But without further ado, I suppose let's jump in again, see which words stop me this time. So, as always, start from scratch again. So, 新しいデータでゲームを始める, starting from new data. And if you remember last time, the word that managed to get me is one that I'll probably never use again, probably use quite a few times while playing Subnautica, but Sekkaigan, limestone. So, don't expect to be using that in everyday conversation. But I suppose as part of the rules of the challenge, if I don't know a word, we'll start again anyway. So let's see how today goes. So we have いずれかのボタンを押して続行. Let's go. So starting again, hopefully at least a decent majority of the early game text we can get through, but don't hold out too much hope for me. 発射まであと3、2、1. I want to see if I can survive at least 10 minutes, which I suppose depending on how quick I want to read is possible, but I'm sure you guys don't just want to watch me staring at the inside of a pod all day. Let's go. Can't remember if I said I was going to start skipping that or not. Probably should at some point, but let's go. はい、押してバグを広告し、フィードバックを行いましょう。There we go. Right. So last time I did leave the pod for a little bit. I even managed to get in the water, but we'll take our time with this one. So 緊急モードで起動中. I'll wait for the PDA. I've been tricked before trying to read those at speed. Has it now? Spoilers, I did do a little bit of playing, just, I mean, I do like to play Subnautica anyway, I'm not just doing it for the challenge, but there are a couple of words I did come across. I stopped myself rather sharpish because I do want this to be quite a genuine challenge. I don't just want to take it away, learn hundreds of words and come back and do it perfectly. Not that I've got any ability to do that. But I wanted to avoid reading too much, but there were a couple of things you would have noticed on the list before that I've added to it. So it's sort of the incentive of trying to learn as much as possible without rushing and also kind of spoiling this challenge, because I think it is going to be quite fun. Yeah, so PDA の開閉はタブを押してください. So hit tab to open and close your tablet. はしごを使う. はい. So what got me last time? So PDA entries. So 頭部に軽度の外傷を負っています。現状からすると裁量の結果と考えられます. Yeah, so you've had some light head damage. Judging by the current situation, this is the best possible outcome. So, PDA は一つの指令とともに緊急モードで再起動しました。異性の世界であなたを生かすことです。That was the first one that got me. 詳細なサバイバルアドバイスについてはデータバンクを参照ください。幸運をお祈りします。There's a lot of things. I wouldn't want to call it fear, but there's a lot of bits to this game where I know that if I open them, there's just going to be a flood of new text, and the databank is the one that's, again, doesn't scare me the most, but I just know I want to go with the tactic of anything I click on, I try and read, and obviously the more I click on, the more times I'm going to have to restart, so... Sabaibaru Mokudoku, hai, Sekkezu. And we've got Sekkezu here, so Sekkezu, quite a common word, blueprint. Again, I know that list is going to be hefty, and already there's a lot of words on screen now which I'm going to have to give a go to. So, Kihon Sozai, Titanium Ingot, Silicon Gomu, Garasu, let's keep it to the katakana. Hyohakuzai. I did look that one up. I suppose that's my penance for opening this. Hyohakuzai. I don't even know what that's called in the English version. I'm assuming detergent or something to that effect, and I know I've looked it up, which is even more frustrating. Let's read the rest and we'll come back to that one. So, Denki Buhin down here. We have Dorsen, so copper wire, copper line, battery, computer chip, and Heisen Kitto. I remember when I first started playing this, all of the technical words stumped me a little bit. I have completed Subnautica in Japanese in the past, so a lot of these words I do remember, luckily, and again, very non-applicable to regular conversation, but better to have them than not, I suppose. So I'm going to have to admit a very brief defeat on that Hyohakuzai. I believe that's the reading. So next time we will avoid opening this tab, but let's try our new dictionary and have a look, and let's even see if it even comes up, I suppose. So Hyohakuzai. At least I've got the reading right. Bleaching agent, chlorine bleach, Hyohakuzai. I know what it's used for in the game. I don't remember every reading, but if I haven't included it already in some of these... no, I've got Hyojun Teki I've got on there for typical. I think that showed up later. But let's put it on today's words. So, Hyohakuzai. Hyohakuzai. And what do we have? Bleaching agent. Bleach, lovely. Now I can talk about my favourite drink. Bleaching agent, fantastic. And in normal fashion, if it'll even fit, because it's quite a long word as well. Let's get this added. A little bit easier, but still bloody tiny. and we'll update our run number as well. Well, we gave it a good go. On to run number 8. Job done. We will get out at some point, I promise. I just want to get into the water. Lovely. So, next run. I promise they will get longer. If we avoid the technical stuff. So, let's jump right back into it. I want to see if I can get at least a good 4 or 5 runs. Oh, potentially the fewer runs the better, as I say. But I want to see if I can get a good 4 or 5 runs out. We'll see. So, 新しいデータでゲームを始める。再開。Let's go again. サバイバル。I need to work in a objective sort of order, I suppose, as well. I suppose, let's avoid just jumping in. Let's skip. Let's see what the difference is, if there's any. So at least we don't have to put the fire out again. So shokaki or toru, we have a mission. So, 破損している通信機、comms unit repair tool を使う. Lovely. So, we're going to need the repair tool. That is the first mission. I'm not going to look at that board, because I know that's got a lot of technical stuff on there. Probably considered cheating, we'll see. I'll wait for you guys to be the judge. So, tools, again, this is a fun bit. So I know I'm safe on these menus because I've read them before. So we've got Kihon Sozai for basic materials, Shokuryo for foodstuffs, Kojin Yo Tool for personal tools, and Tenkai Shite Shio Suru Tool for developed and usable tools as well. Again, I know the translations are going to be different in English, but for the direct translations, that's what those are. If you hover over any of these blips, same as you've got in the blueprint menu, obviously a bit of text will come up. So it's going to be a matter of navigating things in such a way that I'm not just going to hamstring myself repeatedly. So we've got Sorbi Hint, Tsuru. I know repair tool is going to be under here. We'll go around and we have repair tsuru. So tamokuteki repair tsuru. Aruyuru kankyo de kinou suru. So a multifunction repair tool can be used in all environments, and we need silicon gomu, cable sulfur, and titanium. And at the bottom, I can either use the sekezu or pin tomesuru to pin it as well. There we go. Lovely. Let's just see about getting out there and seeing if I can get that stuff. I think that's what I tried last time when I came across the word for limestone, so we'll see. But I'll never forget that one now, so I suppose it's a good thing. Right, so have I got any PDA entries at this point? We know that one. Ooh, they're coming. Shokaki, shoka ni tsukau nenryou. Ah, はい、this one's okay. オローラ号は船体に不具合が生じ、軌道から外れました。原因不明、周囲に人間の生体反応はありません。So, the Aurora's hull has had failures occur. Bit of an odd one, so we've got hull damage. 軌道から外れました, knocked out of orbit. And the origin is unknown. One funny thing I do get from learning languages as well, in translations, it's always like it's never a perfect one-to-one translation. So you find one English word and you've got like 6 possible Japanese words it could be. I find that I have difficulty going back the other way now, so I'll find a Japanese word and trying to find the English translation for it. I actually stumble trying to speak English too, so I feel like my English vocabulary has actually got worse since I've been learning Japanese, but yeah, I've never been a talker anyway. So, で海岸を砕く. So, oh no, that's... I've literally played hundreds of hours of Subnautica, and I just fire extinguished a rock. Sanso kirei. So, are these all going to come up? Probably not. So, 銅はすべての動力機器に必須の構成要素です。生存できる可能性が増加したでしょう。おそらく、きっと、I can read it. Can I understand it? So door, copper. Subete no doryoku kiki. So all moving parts, all well, mechanisms. Subete no doryoku kiki ni hishi no kousei yoso is a vital element, vital constructional composition for those. And seizon dekiru, seizon dekiru, ability to survive, so can survive, kanose, probability, ga zoukashita. So your probability to survive has increased, and that's not just from cheating, from listening to the audio. Osoraku, I should know that one. Osoraku, kitto. Let's swim back to the pod while I try and think if I can remember that. I've definitely heard Osoraku plenty of times before. Anyway, I don't know why I'm swimming back, because we've only got copper. So, do kouseki, haisen no hishi sozai, so vital material for copper wire, otosu, to drop, which we don't want to do. But I'm swimming back to the pod as if I've actually picked up anything that I need, and I haven't. Let's pick up some titanium. So we have kinzoku kuzu, so metal scraps. Oh, hirou. Lovely. At least that's something we can do. I need to pick up the fish as well, but I know they're going to come with some hefty words. Lovely. Dashutsu pod ni norikomu. Get into that. I think that's actually the first time in this whole thing we've actually come back into the pod. I've never actually been out and ventured. I will. Do we put Osoraku on the list? We probably should. Fairness being fairness. And at least we've survived for a decent amount of time. Just for my own sensibilities, I am going to have a quick look, and if I'm having a look, I suppose that deems it as a lost run. Osoraku. In the correct language. Osoraku. I knew it had something to do with that. Probably, in all likelihood. And we've got the kanji there for fear as well, which is interesting. Yeah, fear, dread, awe, osoraku. Oh, the more you know, eh? Let's pop it on the list. Ooh, not that big. Osoraku. Hi. Probably. Fair is fair. I've looked it up, so let's update everything. Feel like we can make that a little bit bigger. There we go. And run number 9 coming up. Well, 2 down, I suppose. I suppose the most important thing, so going through these again, pause game ni modoru, save, kaihou, sette, feedback o kuru, yameru. We're going to be using yameru a lot, so よろしいですか？セーブされていない進行状況は失われます。最終セーブからの経過時間7分。That felt like so much longer than 7 minutes. I don't know if that's just me, but hey ho, 7 minutes. はい、そうしましょう。So, what words have we had today? So we've got hyohakuzai, and we've got osoraku. So there's a few more in there that I probably skimmed over a little. We'll be okay. So run number 9. I'm feeling slightly better about being able to reliably get out the pod, which is something, I suppose. I just want to be able to see things. So I recently got a new PC, hence the whole deciding to start streaming thing. And in doing that, it means Subnautica looks infinitely prettier than it ever has before. So obviously I want to play as much as possible. Secondary system, 損傷. Secondary system damage. Repair ツールを使う。はい。We will go 個人用ツール、repair ツール。 ピン止めする。はい、そうです。ここからはしごを使う。I suppose what I could do as well. 医療用キット製造機. So, repair kit. Well, not repair kit. Medical kit. Fabricator. 開く救命キットを取り出す. First aid kit. Again, a lot of these words aren't even going to require translation, because if you see a box with a big white plus on a green background, you know what it is, but we do know the words, so I'm not cheating. アローラ号は船体に不具合が生じ、軌道はず、I won't read everyone, because I know we have. I've just hovered over something new? Don't know if I read this from last time. So we have OQ Shochi Kitto, so emergency med kit. Tairyoku, stamina or health. Chiryo yo no hotai, so a medical use bandage. Ryuketsu, blood flow, or Tome, Kizuguchi, hi, Tome. So Ryuketsu or Tome, to stop blood flow, Kizuguchi no shodoku ni shiyou suru. Shodoku is in Monster Hunter. Shodoku dama is deodorant or sterilizer. Kizuguchi no shodoku ni shiosu, used to clean the wound. Let's go with that. Hold tight bandage. That's a good one from Resident Evil 4, if anyone's played that. Good game. Skau and Otosu. We are going to do neither of those things because I will hold on to that. So, back in we go. I feel like this is why the runs are shorter than they're actually feeling, because I'm getting in the water so much quicker now, whether that be for my benefit or not. Can we? Burara fish. Should have thought about that. Unexpected applications. Hello, Gary Fish. You know, Bekkaigan o Kudaku. Hai, so shimashou. Chitanium. Hai, Kanpeki. I need to find one of those bastard fish that I don't like, and I keep forgetting that I've only got like 30 seconds of O2 as well. I'm so used to going around this game with hundreds of O2, or a sea moth. I probably should just put that away before I start spraying other things. So, Dashutsu podu ni norikomu. Hai. Fabricate o tsukau. Shoku ryo. Hiraku. So chori sumi shokuhin. So cooked foodstuffs and mizu. I probably need the food more, if I'm honest. So, hiraku. Am I going to be able to read this? There's an awful lot there. And there's already 2 kanji that I can't recognize, which is fantastic. So, chori sumi brada fish, spongy jo de something, more something. Te, hikui no kanji. So, te karori arigatai koto ni. And what is kusai's other reading? So, kusai means smelly. So, mu with that is odorless. But what is the other reading for kusai? Because how many times do you see that? I'm trying to think of the 5 senses now, because I know it comes up in the word for sense of smell. But I don't think it's going to come to me, and I've got another word in there anyway that I don't know, so... but at the bottom we've got sakuse suru and sekezu or pin tome suru. So if anyone wants to pin the blueprint for how to make a cooked bladder fish, they can. I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. So let's go back to our search, and hell, I'll take both there. So, oh, never mind, I've cooked it. Well, let's go into the data bank. Actually, no, it won't be data bank, will it? It'll be the blueprints. So, one shitsu. So, you won't be able to see it at the moment because I'm covering it, but just so we can see it in here as well. So the kanji that make up that word. The first part, I believe, is the word for flexibility. So like bendiness or malleable. And then the other 2 are bone and quality, hone and shitsu. So if we put those together, this is how I normally search, and this is the reason I like Takapoto as well. Other dictionaries probably do this, but this is why I use this one so frequently. You can just put in the question mark and then put in the other kanji that you know. And obviously that other word isn't going to come up. So let's see if we can find it. We can either find it by radical. We've got kuruma and we have the fuku. Let's see. I don't mind finding things by radical, but it can be a little more cumbersome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is. And we have fuku, which is 4 strokes. There it is. And it is soft. It is yawarakai. I did know this one as well. So you've got nan. Nankotsu. Nankotsu shitsu. I've even eaten nankotsu when we were in Japan. Nankotsu is like chicken cartilage. That's frustrating. Nankotsu shitsu. Definitely not going to be forgetting that one. Just for the purposes of putting it all together. Nankotsu, cartilage. That's our single word. That is honestly so frustrating as well. If you haven't tried nankotsu, I definitely recommend it. It is like eating rocks, but very tasty. Cartilage. Nankotsu. What I will do as well, if I'm allowed, I mean, not that anyone can stop me, not that it's that much of a big deal anyway, is I will have a look at the other word, just for my own sensibilities. Yes, the reading for kusai. So, kusai, that kanji there. If we put in mu at the start of it. Mushu. I did know that. Shukan, sense of smell. Is even more frustrating when you almost know it. Mushu. Not to be mistaken with the dragon from Mulan. Mushu. Probably a good way to remember it though. Odorless. Hello. I hope everyone else heard that as well, because that's not a sound I've ever heard before in Subnautica, and that was slightly, slightly concerning. Don't know if it's the electrics or it's not the first aid kit. The fabricator, maybe? Has it put that in my inventory? Is that why? I don't know what that was. Oh well. Ooh, Nanika o tabemashou. I've never seen that before either. That's a new one. I suppose not that it matters anyway. Hunger's kind of the last of my worries at the moment, because if I'm not going to last that long. Talking of which, I suppose I've spent a lot of the time in the menus, but 9 minutes? Yoroshii desu ka? Hai, sou desu ne. Saishu seibu kara no keika jikan 9分. 9 minutes, I think that's almost a record, so we will take it. But we've got our new words on there as well. So we had mushu and we have nankotsu. Nankotsu. Right. So at least now, in terms of, I suppose whatever the goal is, whether it's completing Subnautica or whether it is learning every word, both of which are admirable goals. But I suppose now I know which fish I can eat without having to start the entire run again, which is good. So let's go back in. Have I updated the run? I haven't. So this, we are into double figures. Run number 10. I need to make sure that is actually... Yeah, man. Ooh, no, we don't want to do that. Out the way, chat. You're in my way. There we go. We're okay. Lovely. Run number 10. Can you tell I'm a perfectionist? It's not square. Suppose now we've got the figures on there. Unless I get into triple figures, which let's hope that doesn't happen. That should work consistently now. Let's go. Right, so I know I can get food. I can get bladderfish. I'm just going to have to live off bladderfish for a little while. Or buck up and get the courage to... I suppose it depends how much progress I make. The more progress I make, the less likely I am to want to find more vocabulary. So I suppose if I do really well, it actually de-incentivizes learning more words. Well, learning words, yes. Finding words, no. But we shall see. I did have a PDA entry there that I think I didn't read. So again, I'm just watching the cutscene as well. I feel like this is why, as and when more people are here, I think it's kind of why I wanted to start this challenge, because I want to be held accountable. Like, I've tried this challenge before with other games. I did play Outer Wilds for some time. Didn't even get off the first planet because I was doing the same thing of starting over and over again. Fantastic game as well if you hadn't played it. But I never really completed it because I had no accountability, and obviously having an audience, regardless of size, will keep me to a chord, so it'll stop me from cheating, it'll keep me going with any luck. Kinkyu modo de kidochu. So I am grateful to anyone who will be watching, and even more grateful to anyone who tells me off if I do anything wrong. Hi. I'm going to stop reading the fire extinguisher because we've done that every time. Inventory, 設計図、シグナル管理、スクリーンショットの管理、音録の音声記録、はい。データバンク、PDA の開閉はタブを押してください。I've read this one, don't come for me. Is there anything in here other than the complicated stuff? Have I gone through all of... I mean, I kind of need this stuff to survive, so... Inventory, storage, we did do the flare, so Hatsuento, Tsukaishite no Kogen, so that's usable and disposable light source. Tokute no Hoshokusha no Chui o Sorasu, and this is one I did learn recently actually. So Tokute is special or particular, Hoshokusha is predators, Chui is attention or focus, and Sorasu is to draw or bring away or redirect. So I didn't actually know the flares could do that because I don't think I've ever actually used them in Subnautica, but now they actually have some practical use and that they're telling me how to, well, speak Japanese. Konte no kirikaeru, iie, hitsuyou janai, I don't need it. Rokka shita mizu, purified water. Kanzen na hikimaku de rokka sareta mizu, vegetarian muke dewa nai, not focused for vegetarians, because I suppose, of course not. I never take these actually, I normally leave them in and forget about them, but I might actually take them in this case, providing I actually survive long enough to need them. Eiyo block, manfukudo, so nutrient block, satiety, I never say that word in English. Yeah, how much hunger it replenishes. Aurora go kara kaishu shita ashuku sareta kakou shokuhin. So fabricated or manufactured foodstuff. Atsu ashuku. That can... Oh. This is going to be a very short run, isn't it? Atsu is a kanji that comes up an awful lot in this game. So Atsu, I can't really, if I hover over it, it will disappear. Does it show my blueprint? I'm accepting defeat. I'm accepting that this runs over, so I will have a look and see if I can hover over it with my mouse, which I can't. So, but this one here, after, so you got Aurora go, the first bit, kara, kaishu shita. After that shita there, Atsu is the kanji for pressure. So it comes up in Suyatsu and a couple of other words. The kanji after it, I believe, is Shuku, but I've been wrong plenty of times before, as you guys have well seen. So I suppose that's it. So, content or kirikaeru, we've read that, read everything here. Let's just look up that word, I suppose. It's going to be an uninteresting and abstract one, I think. I'm assuming it's going to be compressed. Kaishu start collected. Potentially not, although something to do with pressing or pressure. Let's have a look, see, eh? So we have Atsu, and will it come up just from that search? It does. Ashuku. I did get the reading correct, so that's something. Ashuku. Compression. That's going to come in useful for the air tanks, if and when I get to them, which I'm hoping I can. Ashuku. Compression. I like it. Another one for the list, and at least I do get moments where when when you're learning words, one thing I like to apply a lot of, which is kind of ironic considering this challenge, is the word actually going to be useful for anything? You can sense the irony. At least Ashiku isn't going to be too useful in everyday conversation, but it will be very useful for this challenge, so I'm not too upset about finding that one. So, swings and roundabouts, eh? Let's put that in the words. We are shooting through new words today, and we will do a refresher. I'm thinking every 5 or so words I might do a quick stop and a quick run through, because there's no point just putting these words on and then forgetting them again. That's not going to do anyone any favours. So, run number. One step further into double figures. Many, many more to go. So, let's just do a quick refresh. So, not reading that. ろ過した水、完全な結膜でろ過された水、ベジタリアン向けではない。発煙と使い地での光源特定の捕食者の注意をそらす。and 栄養ブロック、満腹度、オローラ号から回収した圧縮された加工食品。Fantastic. Thank you, Nutrient Block, for ending this run for me. This is let's do a taster, because this is the stuff that I think the reason I'm more hesitant to read this than anything, even though it's only, let's say, what, 20 words, so it's probably worth investing some time into. I think the reason it gets me is because I know they're not going to be fantastically useful, and I also know they're probably going to be quite difficult to remember. So this second to last line here, 7 kanji, even though Kaiten and Kaihei and Sumi is fine, Sochi is fine. In fact, most of it's fine except that first word, which I'm assuming, considering that's the kanji for float, ukabu or uku, this is going to be flotation, which I'm assuming is bust at the moment, given all the sparks. And I know we've got soto or gai, and we have kara, which is shell as well. So, ryoko. Apparently the outer shell is fine, so that's good. I would assume that's gai kara. And 遭難信号の発信失敗、通信機オンライン、二次システムオンライン、回路検知、検査失敗. So maybe I'm the only word on here actually that well, only 2 words I'm not overly confident with are those 2 bottom left ones. So maybe I'm worrying for nothing. Who knows? But either way, the challenge has been lost another time, so let's yameru. 最終セーブからの経過時間8分。8分. Fantastic. So, should we have a quick recce as to where we are? So, 5 words at the moment. Might zoom this in a little bit so we can. The list is growing very, very swiftly. So, Hyohakuzai, Bleach, Osoraku, probably, Nankotsu. Still annoyed by that one. Mushu and Ashutsu. So, useful words. I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes up. Let's go again. So this is run number 11. I'm feeling more confident about this than I was before though. I think already quite a few words have been learned. I'm seeing more repeats and more things that I'm already familiar with, which is nice. And I think definitely aiming towards actually getting some tools and actually repairing the pod and maybe even potentially building something in time will make me feel even better again. So, 医療用キット製造機、救命キットを破損している新規ファブリケーター、個人用ツール、リペアツール、多目的リペアツール、あらゆる環境で機能する、はい、ピン止めする、はしごを使う。Let's go. I need to make sure this is going to be a true challenge that I am reading my PDA entries as and when they come up as well. So she's going to blab about the Aurora. I'll give her a moment and get some titanium. Hello, Peeper. Actually, no, I won't pick you up yet. Ooh. 石灰岩を砕く。チタニウムを拾う。So, I should probably go to the surface and read that PDA, only because it's been a couple of times since I have. So, Titanium, 基本的な建築素材, so a basic building material. 建築 building 素材 material. 落とす yeah, I don't want to. オロール号は船体に不具合が生じ、軌道から外れました。原因不明、周囲に人間の生体反応はありません。Read that a few times now, but just to keep me up to speed. I know there are a few new words in there. So I just hovered over something then. Giant coral tube. No points for guessing what that means. I suppose most important things are going to be, as well, getting the scanner. Because if I can get the scanner, I can start getting into the actual meat of what this game is and the reason why I love it so much. Kinzoku Kizu or Hirou. Where is the nearest sulfur cave-ish thing gonna be? That's the beauty of this as well. A lot of the animals in this I don't actually know the English names for. So it's gonna be fun translating some of the ones that I've just skimmed over in the past. Oh, there you go. Come get me, bitch. God, I hate them. There's no good way of getting around it, not with my current speed. So, Kebu Sarafao Hirou. Hi. And if I'm going to get silicon gum, I don't think I need a knife. I think I can just get it from the seeds if I remember correct. I'm at that nice sort of middle ground between out of practice and reasonably well learned about Subnautica that I can kind of forget some of the minor things. Am I going to want to read these item descriptions? Probably not. But I do want to go get some creep vines. I don't even have a compass at this point. West is going to be this way, I think. And I think the nearest creep vines are actually east. Hello, Peeper. Aha. I probably do want to think about cooking something soon. Probably in real life too. Teburu koru, koraru. All of the katakana. I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. If you are learning Japanese and you want to play video games, learn katakana. It will help you more than you can ever know. Like pretty much everything I'm going to look at here. So, Raijing weed or rising weed. The vast majority of things that you'll see in a game like this, other than like the technical language and descriptions, is going to be katakana. So if you know katakana, you're essentially 20-30% of the way there, he says after failing multiple times. Where the hell? There we are. No, that's the blood kelp. I'm going the wrong way. But I'm fairly sure this is going to be more than 10 minutes. There's the kelp. Not kelp. Cave. Whatever. Am I up to date on PDAs? I am. Let's keep going. If I can even build a repair tool this time round, that is significantly more progress than I've made. So. God, I love this game. Grapevine. はい。Grapevine の種を拾う。はい。君も種が必要です。海面まで上昇してください。Please swim to the surface. Is there anything on this paper? この惑星の植物は未知の多様性に Never mind. Further study recommended. You're telling me. What do you think I'm doing? Can I read this without starving to death? I've got time. この惑星の植物は未知の多様性に満ちた生態系を、that's not 育つ。That isn't 育つ。さらなる研究が意見されます。意見 I feel like that's not 意見 and that's not 育つ because 育つ no. Well, that's unfortunate. Tell you what, let's get to, I say dry land, let's get back in the pod. We'll have a look at those words and we'll call it. Don't know that that does me any favours, it feels kind of rude to be reading and looking up words while I'm just floating in the middle of the ocean. So, 脱出ポットに乗り込む。はい。Let's have a look see, I suppose. 生態系を Do I know any other readings for that one? It is raising or living or rearing things. So, この惑星 or I suppose in this case it could be home to 生態系を or inhabits. Yeah, probably that. さらなる研究が and that is needed or required in some form. That kanji comes from iji, which is maintenance, and that kanji comes from contract, keiyaku. Putting them together, jike, potentially. But again, I've been wrong before. Cannot be helped. Shogunai. Let's look up some words and add them to the list. So we have Sodatsu. I know it's not Sodatsu, but you can see the kanji is the same. If we put ndeiru after that instead, what is that word? It is hagukumu. I have literally never heard of that in my life. Hagukumu. Tell me more about this mystical word. I mean, apparently the kanji's end too, even though Sodatsu doesn't seem that difficult. But hagukumu. I feel like that's even going to be a pain to remember. Hagukumu, to raise, to bring up, to rear, which is almost exactly the same as Sodatsu. I suppose it's the same as like transitive, yeah, transitive and intransitive. Oh, Narigo tabemashou. Oh, you can't see it. The web page is in the way. Apologies. So, hagukumu. 新しい言葉を学びました。はい。Let's put it on the list. I keep doing that. This list is going to be the length of, I was going to say my arm, but that is not long enough to compare. To raise, yeah, to raise will do. Let's put it on the list. He sings as he loses his mind. Last unknown word is hagukumu, to raise. And we'll be moving into run number 12. I need this on a button. That'd make it so much easier to... Not that it's difficult. I'm just... Ooh. we're getting a treat before we go. Ah, 周囲の放射線量増加を検知しました。アローラ号のドライブコアの破損から予測される増加量と一致しています。I mean, you heard what she said, so I don't need to translate for you. But 周囲 surroundings, 放射線 radioactivity or radio waves, 量 amount, 増加 addition, 検知 detected, all katakana. You'll notice that any ships or vessels will have gore marking after them. So Aurora Gore is the vessel Aurora, or like SS Aurora. Drive Core no Hasson. Hasson is damage. We've got the same Hasson here. Ooh, although it's not, sorry, it's Sonshore. So Sonshore again is damage. The exact nuance of those is something we could potentially look up. But Sonshore Kara Yosoku, in line with, based on predictions. So Yosoku Sareru Zouka Ryo, so the amount of increase, and then Ichi meets, matches. So I am aware that this run is ended. I just thought, as that popped up, let's give it a bit of a run through. I was also going to look up, it was from this one, wasn't it? The GK. EK or GK, I believe it was, but let's look that up as well. GK. Get the right script. GK. Is it? Am I correct? Or am I just wasting time by trying to find it through that? I believe... it's not the same... Not the same as Ichi. Very similar though. Keiyaku. And that's not the same as Keiyaku. Many mistakes were made today, so we're going to have to find this by radical. So 3, looking for the hand radical. There we go. And the dare bit. I don't know the name of all of the radicals. That would imply that I'm a good student. Conjecture, and I suppose we can just... Oh. There we go. System requirements, but I'm going to steal that word. Suishore. Suishore. I would not have guessed that in a million years. Suishore. Recommendation, endorsement. So kind of like osusume. Again, I feel like that's one of those abstract words that is going to be rare. Yes. Every time. So, Suishore. Recommendation. Hmm. 7 words today already. I will take these away and drill them a bit more as well. But Hagukumu is the word that got me, so that can stay pride of place. How far did we get? Far enough. Zairai no Chushi. Yeah. And I could read the rest of it as well. Isn't that a shame? Yameru. Ah, we're in double figures for our run length as well. So, Yoroshi desu ka? Seibu sarete inai shinkou joukyou wa ushinawaremasu. Saishū seibu kara no keika jikan 13 分. 3 分. My counters need work. Right. So we did a lot of the reading there as well, I suppose, so that saves having to wait around here. We can just go straight in again. I'm going to go up to run 15 today, I think. サバイバル、危険な道の惑星に不時着した。資源を集めながら水と食料を確保し、生き延びる。I don't think we'll be playing any other modes, in fairness, because I feel like it takes away the sense of urgency. But yeah, I've never really played creative mode, if I'm honest. I think I did all of about 2 or 3 minutes when I first got my PC, but that was about it. So, 医療用キット、はい、そう、ファブリケートを使う、個人用ツール、はい。 that on. Oop. Speed running it. Speed running it now. In we go. Right. I've got... Oh, there's more things to pick up. It's so pretty, and I need to pick it up. Do I know the words? Do I know the... This is the danger. I'm gonna need it in time, but we've only just allow me 5 minutes apiece to just swim around before I try picking that up. Do I know the... It's silicon, isn't it? Those crystals, if I remember correctly. Ooh, we have this guy. Come get me. Oh god, there's two of them. Well, that went well. 海面まで上昇してください。はい。応急処置キット、体力、医療用の包帯、流血を止め、傷口の消毒を使用する。はい。体力は満タンです。My health is full. There was two of you. I fuck it. Oh, I see ya. I'm not going to be swearing too much on the stream, but very almost came out of me. Got to keep this PG friendly. It's an educational show at this point. Sekaiga no kudaku. Hai. Titanium o hirou. Kinzoku kuzu o hirou. Need to get quicker on the uptake, otherwise I'm going to drown down here. And we needed some of the Grippain no Tane, which are over here. I found it quicker this time at least. Grippain. Weird word to say in katakana. Probably need some fish as well. I can't remember if I don't think I read the peeper description. I just held on to one for a little bit, so might grab a few bladderfish just so we can enjoy some actual gameplay for a bit. Okay, I'm gonna drown. Kaimen made joshou shite kudasai. Grippain. And down we go. Grippain no tane o hirou. I don't know why I'm grabbing so many. I don't think I'm going to need those, but I suppose it's better to have them and not need them the other way around. Peeper, I'm avoiding you. We have some more Tekkaigan. Hey, 銅はすべての動力機器に必死の構成要素です。That caught me up last time, didn't it? 生存できる可能性が増加したでしょう。おそらく、probably, きっと、surely, きっと。What's the song? 色あせる。I think it's a Vaundy song. Uses きっと quite a lot. Or one of Kenshi Yonezu's songs. I'm okay with that one. But おそらく I'm going to have to start using more frequently in everyday conversation. Bladderfish. Keep an eye out, everyone. Where are you? Is this just... It knows, doesn't it? Probably the weirdest thing people could say while playing this, but I can't read the other fish. I probably can, I'm just afraid to read the other fish. I want to make something before we give up this time. Well, I say give up as well. Somebody give me like 10 bladderfish and we'll be fine. Anybody? That's a lot of silicon. Bladderfish. Come here. Thank you. Isse seime tai ni wa souzou. New PDA entry. Did I read it last time? Probably not. Also, why am I getting fish when I have resources in the pod? And I can read them. Yeah, well, one fish can't hurt, I suppose. 脱出ボットに乗り込む。はい。ファブリケートを使う。 So we have Kihon Sozai. Actually, no, let's make the food first just because I know we can. Chori Sumi Shokushin. Hi. And yes, we do need food more than water. So Chori Sumi Brada Fish. Sponge Ryo de Nankotsu Shitsu Te Karari. Arigatai Koto ni Mushu. Arigatai Koto. Luckily, favorably, it doesn't smell. And this means, I think this is the first time we've eaten something. Shori Sumi Brada Fishu Manpuku do. Hi. This man has been on 3 streams now. He spent over an hour and he hasn't eaten anything until now. PDA, because I suppose we've got to get through those as well. So, isse seimei tai ni wa soutei gai no yoto ga kangaeraremasu. Isse shigen no katsuyo wa koukateki ni seizon senryaku desu. So not all of those words are 100% familiar. Sotegai is an interesting word. Sotegai, outside. So is also the kanji used in omou, or to think. So outside of expectations, perhaps. Ise shigen, alien resources no katsuyo, usage wa koukateki na seizon. There's an effective means of survival. Senryaku is like means to do something or a way of overcoming something, similar to Koryaku, used for video game guides. Yoto. I'm not going to know this, am I? I'm going to need to look up these words, which is a shame because I have everything I need for a repair tool. Can I make the gum? Titanium. 基本的な建築素材。シリコンゴム、シリコンベースの合成ゴム、クリパインの種で作成する。ゲージをピン止め。I can make silicon gum, which is quite nice. Let's make it, just for my sanity. I suppose I've got loads. Take it away, it's not like I'm going to get to use it all, but when in Rome. Ooh, I didn't even read the cave sulfur description. Cave sulfur. One thing I am quite intrigued by is how you would read chemical formula in Japanese, because that's something I've never done. 洞窟に生息する特定の植物から採取される。Interesting. ベースの Interesting again. 水中で可燃性を表す、示す。Interesting. Can burn underwater. I know the meaning. I do not know all the readings. I just want to hold my repair tool. I don't even need to use it. I just want to be able to say that I've made it. Hello, old friend. So, what was the word that got me then? We had Sortegai and Yortor. Yortor, I've definitely heard before. Yortor. It would help if I put it up. Yortor, use, service, purpose. Similar to Shior or Rior, but we have Yortor instead. Again, I'll probably have to look up the differences between those. What I'll probably do after each stream is take these words away, not just to better remember them, but to better understand them as well, because I feel like if you understand a word, it sticks significantly better. Yoto. Yoto. Use. And we had as well Sortegai. Sortegai. Hi. Reading Kanpeki. Beyond expectations. So sorte would be expectation then, and gai would be outside of. 想定外. Sortegai. So I'm just going to take sorte and pop that on there. I'm going to put that down as the word that got me. Sorte. Oh, no. I mean, I can put that twice. Sorte. Expectation. So we have on here then. Last unknown word. Goodbye Hagukumu, which again I'd almost forgotten. Getting ready for run number 13 shortly. Hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Love you too. See, I've got it made. That is bloody hot though. She does look after me. I can't complain. Yes, so where were we? So we've got run 13 coming up, but before we go, let's just read through that bit again. So we have Ise seimeitai ni wa souteigai no yoto ga kangaeraremasu. Ise shigen no katsuyo wa koukateki na seizon senyaku desu. Hai. Hai. Yoku dekimashita. Demo. It is not this time. Not this time. Yameru. はい。よろしいですか？はい。12分。最終セーブからの経過時間12分。はい。Well, good effort that time. We are 2 runs over 10 minutes now, which is nice. So I'll revel in that a little bit. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a little bit of a run through again of what we've got. What I'll do as well is I'll share some of the other words that I was looking at in another playthrough when I left you guys. Sorry. We've got quite a few already. Sort of split. If I split them like that. Yeah, so the list is growing. These are the ones from the first episode that got us. So I'm not too disappointed by any of those. I mean, Nankotsu, I'd never actually seen the kanji for it. I can order it. But yeah, it's very rarely written down. I don't think it even showed in kanji on the menu when we found it. But a good selection there. In terms of kanji that I know, there's only 1 or 2 words there where I genuinely didn't know the kanji before. For the most part, I do know those. It's just getting the readings and the meanings for them is going to be the difficult bit. So we press on, hopefully, especially with some of the kanji, as we see more and more of it, the rest of the similar themes will sort of fall into place. But yeah, you can almost sound my confidence. You can almost hear my confidence improving over time. Probably stupidly so. Let's go again. So, izureka no button o oshite zokko. Skip. We won't talk about my head damage this time. So, shokaki o toru. We should be more resilient this time. So, fabricate o tsukau. Hai. Kojin yo tsuru. Tsuru. Repair tsuru. Tamoku teki repair tsuru. Arayuru kankyou de kinou suru. I did hover over the flashlight for a second there as well. Gotta be brave, let's go for it. Wow. So close, so close. I feel like that's... what do I know there? Flashlight or battery, something. No, zen kankyo taiyo gata. Yeah. Zen kankyo, so all environments. Taiyo, suited, opposed to, responsible for, reactive to. Gata, shape, or form, or model. and Korgen light source. That first kanji there, I think that's the kanji that comes out in kakeru, which is very rarely used, and again I could be wrong. Battery, and I'm assuming that word's going to be battery run or battery utilizing or something to that effect. Sekkeizu o pintome suru. Hi. Can I make a battery at this point? Probably not. But I suppose there's no working around that, is that? Let's have a look see then. Am I right in the first instance for thinking that is from kakeru? Kakeru. Haha. I am. And then if we go ugoku, which is the verb the other kanji uses, kudo, drive. So battery kudo, kudoki, drive engine, kudo ryoku, driving power. Okay, kudo. I'm not upset by that because I feel like that's going to be quite a useful word. So we'll put it on the list. Let's zoom in again because it's just a bit easier to see. So, Control, Shift and V, Luke. Kudo. Drive. Run. Just because I think battery run makes more sense in my head if I were translating this. Last unknown word. That run, I think, was potentially the shortest one of today. I could be wrong. I'll be honest, my memory for today's session hasn't been fantastic. I've just been yammering away. But yeah, kudo. Kudo. But I suppose the positives here is that now if we go into tools, I'm going to need that flashlight at some point anyway, but we have repair tsuru, tamokiteki repair tsuru, arayuru kankyou de kinou suru. We also have flashlight or battery kudo no zen kankyou taiou gata kogen. Fantastic. Sekkeizu. Don't know why I keep reading that bit, but anything in blue at the bottom just pops out to me a bit more. Pin o hazusu. So, yameru. I'm gonna have to start testing you guys. 3分. Terrible. As more and more people come on here, if they do watch this space, I'll have to stop and test you guys as well, because testing me can get exhausting, especially when there's so many words I don't know. Let's see. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. If you don't spill it. So, いずれかのボタンを押して続行。はい、行きましょう。消火器。I'm actually going to store that because I don't need it. Yeah, 消火器。蒸気に使う燃料。Quick slot を固定する。One thing I do, because I do a lot of challenges with games, random ones, I'll be the first to admit it's a little weird. The whole thing's a bit weird in general. But I do a lot of challenges with games where I'm like, I can't buy an item from a shop unless I can read it. Or, what else do I do? Loads, he says, and can't think of any of them. Not being able to sell an item unless I can read it. Not being able to use potions in Skyrim, things like that. And I feel like I kind of want to do the same here if I'm picking up an item or if I'm storing an item. I want to be able to read it because I suppose in order to put it away you've got to hover over it. So, right, so sekkaigan ga hitsuyo. Sekkaigan o kudaku. Kudaku. Another word I learned from playing this many moons ago. Do wa subete no doryoku kiki. Unlikely. Osoraku. Kitto. Surely. As opposed to definitely, I suppose. Teburu koraru. Koraru. I'm going to drown. Sanso kirei. That one goes so quickly as well. I literally can't read it in time. Reined netaru. Netoru. Ashido mushroom o hirou. I will not. So we need tane. Grapevine no tane. Kono hoko. This way. You see a bladderfish pointed out. What tool's going to be next as well, thinking about it, because I can read the flashlight, which is beneficial, but am I going to need the flashlight? Probably. I do want to get the scanner, but that opens up a whole can of worms. It's potentially one to avoid, but again, it sort of defeats the purposes of the channel, so... Grapevine no tane o hirou. はい。この惑星の植物は未知の多様性に満ちた生態系。I need to read quicker. And where are my sulfur boys? Bladderfish. Can you imagine if I did this with real life cuisine? I suppose we kind of did in Japan. If you don't know how to say something, you can't order it.
May have unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Poor guy, getting throttled. I'll put him away. Ohio Pipa. Sulfur fish, or cave fish. I suppose we'll look up the name for them once we've scanned them. Kaigan o Kudaku, Titanium, Do Korseki. Korseki is a useful one as well. That's a word that comes up often in Monster Hunter, which is where I cut my teeth with this whole sort of idea. But Korseki meaning ore, so Do Korseki, Tetsu Korseki. Tetsu being iron. Oh, hello. Oh my god. That was almost death. But, cave sulfur ore. Futatsu, hirou. 2 cave sulfurs. I need a med kit. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? First run to... Actually, I have an interesting idea. And I don't know if it's a good one. We'll see. Datshutsu ni norikomu. So, first things first. Irio yo kitto seizouki hiraku. Hai. Kyumei kitto. 応急処置キット体力治療用の包帯流血を止め傷口の消毒に使用する。はい。Let's use that so we don't die. Let's treat ourselves to some fish. So 食料調理済み食品調理済みブラダフィッシュスポンジ状で軟骨質低カロリーありがたいことに無臭。はい。作成する。そうしましょう。I can even make some water. How many did I have? I don't know. ろ過した水。完全な気膜でろ過された水。ベジタリアン向きではない。はい。I can read it. I can make it. And let's stock up. So, yay, he's getting healthier. ファブリケーターを使う。はい。基本素材。基本素材。シリコンゴム、シリコンベースの合成ゴム、グリープラインの種。はい。So we did it properly this time. We fair and square managed to make a repair tool. I will call that a win for today. Not only can we make a repair tool, but we can read a repair tool as well. Well done guys if you're following at home. If you're able to do it too. And I can make a knife as well. リペアツール、多目的リペアツール、あらゆる環境で機能する。はい。 I've got some PDAs to read as well, haven't I? 4. I'm behind. My punishment. Let's go through all of them. So we know the first 3, I think, pretty well. Aurora 5は船体に不具合が生じ軌道から外れました。原因不明。周囲に人間の生体反応はありません。銅はすべての動力機器に必須の構成要素です。生存できる可能性が増加したでしょう。おそらく、きっと。この惑星の植物は未知の多様性に満ちた生態系を育んでいます。はい。I did remember it in the end. さらなる研究が、推奨されます。はい。recommended. 推奨されます。Well remembered. I do have the words there. You can check back. I didn't cheat. 異性生命体には想定外の用途が考えられます。異性資源の活用は効果的な生存戦略です。はい。I'll take that as a win. That's a decent amount. I like to do as much reading as possible, but being able to do that much in a decent quick succession is nice. Can I can just... Ooh, now here's the danger. So I've just clicked on that, it's brought me down. So I won't move any... Ah, bloody, I can already see a word that I don't know. However, it does mean I can see the kanji for flotation twice, which means if I learn it, I won't need to learn it again, which is something. But starting from the top, I could have just removed all of the pins, and this wouldn't have happened. Sekezu ni tsukerareta pin o tsubete hazusu. If I had done that, this run would continue, and I might have been able to repair my pod, but we live and learn. So we have shiotsuke. I won't hover, because that'll just add even more words that I potentially won't know. But we have shiotsuke shita brada fish. We have sobihin for equipable things. We have hyojun sanso bombe. I did learn this word from Subnautica previously. So hyojun's like a standard. Sanso is oxygen. Bombe is like a compressed air tank. I think they even use Bombay for like aerosol sprays. I could be wrong, but Bombay always just sounds funny to me because it just sounds like Bombay, which is interesting. Fin, OQ Shochiketo Shokaki Paipu. Then this one. Sorry, I'm hitting everyone in the face with my tea. Apologies, that was not my intention. So this word here, I've just hovered over everything. I didn't look, I promise. I know the first kanji comes from uku or ukabu for flotation or to float, and the second one comes from asobu, which means to play, and third one is shiki, which is like a style or form of something. Before I go into that, the bottom row we've got dogu, which is tools, can be written in kanji or katakana, but dogu is the kanji writing for that. We have scanner, repair tool, flashlight, survival knife, another one using the flotation kanji, and then hatsu ento for flare. So let's pop this on and let's have a look. So as I say, it comes from uku. I'm at least right in that, and then asobu. So this together is fuyu, flotation, drifting, or suspension. Fuyu, omoshiroi, very interesting. Let's chuck it on the list, and just to show I've learnt my lesson, Control Shift V. Aha, no formatting issues at all. Fuyu, wasn't it? Fuyu. Fuyu, floating, drifting, suspension. I will put floating. Fuyu shiki, air pump. Very nice. And I suppose while we're here, we can look up as well. Uku going with fuku, fukuro. Yeah, fukuro. Moment of don't even know then. So uki bukuro. Yeah, simple enough. So uku goes to uki, and then fukuro bukuro, just because of Rendakuten. So, swimming belt, swimming flotation, life jacket. It's not a jacket. Air bladder. Swimming float, I think is going to be the best one. Ukibukuro. Ukibukuro. I did it again. I am not a smart man. Ukibukuro. Hi. And I won't put this one on because I think floating is much more applicable to you. It helps me with that reading. Last known word. Let's get that updated to fuyu for floating. I now know that the uku kanji reading or onyomi is fu. 15. Well, we gave it a good go. I think that's fairly decent. We've got to a point now where we can actually build the repair tool reliably. Shuri suru repair tsuru o tsukau. I wish I could, but I can't because I'm stupid and I didn't know the word. Well, I shouldn't beat myself up too much. I suppose the whole reason I wanted to do this sort of channel is because I have been doing Japanese for a long time. 13 minutes, very nice. I've been doing Japanese for an awfully long time, and even now I'm not to a level that I'm happy with. And I suppose by doing this, I just wanted to show others that it's okay to fail, and you don't need to know everything. The irony is not lost on me that I'm trying to learn everything. But there's just words that you'll come across that you just don't know, which is fine. And they might not always be applicable, but as long as you can enjoy and find fun in looking for those words, I suppose that's the most important thing. So that's why I'm here. That and some sort of level of insanity. But I hope it's all good fun for you guys. Like I say, I wanted to get up to the 15th run for this session, so I'll probably call it there. That's been a pretty long session today, and we've got a lot of words on that as well. So in terms of what we've learnt today, just for the bottom section there is just from today alone. We've got Hyo Hakuzai, Osoraku, Nankotsu, Mushu, Ashuku, Hagukumu, Suisho, Yoto, Sote, Kudo, Fuyu, and Ukibukuro. That's a lot of words. The usefulness of all of them, probably not great. But yeah, it's nice to see some of the kanji that I already knew put into other contexts, especially for an application for Subnautica, which I quite like anyway. So no complaints from me. I hope that was fun for everyone else, and I will catch you next time. Yeah, feel free to reach out to me on any of the usual things online, Instagram, Facebook. I'm always there, and if you're interested in either watching me fail or learning more Japanese, then go look up games in kanji. Thanks, guys.